Hi, my name is Emily, and this is my second vlog delving into digital art. Today we will be talking about this man. Who is this man? He may seem unfamiliar to you because he's the man behind the camera, a curator of film. This is Harun Farokhi, born on January 9th, 1944, in this place listed, which is now known as the Czech Republic. The New York Times described Farokhi as an avant-garde filmmaker and video artist whose video work examine the ways images are used to form, instruct, persuade, and propagandize. Kadwo Eshun, a fellow filmmaker and friend of Farokhi, said that his impact within and beyond Germany is undisputed. He was, and remains, a commanding figure of contemporary culture. Beyond this, though, he also wanted people to know that Farokhi loved football, a drink of beer and smoking his favorite cigarettes with his friends from travels, and his life partner would be one of his favorite activities. Although Farokhi passed away in 2014, in his 70 years alive, he made enormous strides in the filmmaking industry. In 1966, he was admitted into the newly opened Berlin Film Academy, and he studied there until 1968. In that time, Farokhi learned all there was to know about classic film. Perhaps that was what inspired him to create film that was different from the norm. During this period of time, Farokhi also got married and had 2 daughters. In 1969, he created one of the most famous films titled Inextinguishable Fire, meant to show the dangers and mass destruction that napalm could cause. Farokhi included video clips of the real Dow Chemical Company creating napalm to show just how dangerous it could really be. New York Times said that what made this particularly powerful was when, quotes, Mr. Farokhi on camera stubs a cigarette out on his arm. While a cigarette burns the skin at 400 degrees Celsius, he tells the viewer napalm does so at 3,000 degrees. In 1993, for the next 6 years, he became a visiting professor at University of California, Berkeley. Besides a wife, 2 kids, and a very high-standing job, though, Farokhi was up to much more in his 90s, and in 95, he created this famous work known as Workers Leaving the Factory. While speaking about creating his piece, he said that, over the past 12 months, I set myself the task of tracking down the theme of this film, workers leaving the workplace. In as many variants as possible, examples were found in documentaries, industrial and propaganda films, newsreels, and features. I left out TV archives, which offer an immeasurable number of references for any given keyword, as well as the archives of cinema and television advertising, in which industrial work hardly ever occurs as a motif. The first camera in the history of cinema was pointed at a factory, but a century later it can be said that film is hardly drawn to the factory and is even repelled by it. Films about workers have not become one of the main genres. Most narrative films take place in the part of life where work has been left behind. Because he was not originally from America, he was particularly interested in depicting this busy way of life. This want to create something different is one of the biggest reasons he is well known as an avant-garde filmmaker. Even toward the end of his life, Farokhi continued to create famous works and strive to teach others about a new way of filmmaking. From 2006 to 2011, he worked as a professor at the Academy of Art in Vienna. This was his last job as a professor. In 2011, Farokhi left his job to pursue a long-term project titled Labor in a Single Shot, and he worked on this until 2014 when he passed away. From the time he entered the Berlin Academy to his death, Farokhi was constantly creating unexpected films that landed him spots in a large variety of museums and exhibitions. His work with surveillance tapes, home videos, and corporate films created new and exciting content for viewers. Furthermore, by showing real day-to-day life in his videos, much of what he produced often showed issues within society. The key characteristic of Farokhi's work, though, that made it particularly powerful was that it often made humans seem insignificant, and it pointed out the dangers of many normal parts of our society, such as machines. In only 70 years, Farokhi made a serious impact not only on the film industry, but also on the world. To learn more, watch more of these powerful works and visit these links below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.